Now you'll see how Till Lindemann and his stage looks changed from an early age to now. You'll also learn all the most interesting things about him. Enjoy watching. Rammstein singer was born in the German Democratic Republic in Leipzig, but his childhood was spent in the quiet Schwerin village of Wendisch-Rambo, where he developed an early interest in literature and art. Till always found life in the countryside a real pleasure. He loved the peace and quiet, while he found the noise exhausting. Even years later, the best vacation for the apathetic rock star is still considered to be a stay in the countryside. His father, Werner Lindemann, was a famous writer and poet, and his mother, Brigitte Hildegard, worked as a journalist and painted pictures. Till grew up with his younger sister named Saskia. When the future artist was 12 years old, his parents divorced and he went to live with his father, although their relationship was difficult because of Werner's problems with alcohol. From a young age, Till was a serious swimmer. At the age of 10, he entered a sports school for the GDR national team and graduated in 1980. At the age of 15, the young athlete took part in the European Junior Swimming Championships with outstanding results. He was predicted to participate in the Olympics '80 in Moscow, but his sports career ended unexpectedly. While preparing for the championships in Rome, Lindemann and a girl he knew ran away from the hotel to visit an Italian intimate goods store. For this, he was kicked out of the team, and the dream of the Olympics remained unrealized. The official version was that he had injured his abdominal muscles during training, but the real reason was due to a breach of discipline. After his sports career ended, Till learned several trades, including carpentry and basket weaving, which helped him not only financially but also to develop his creative abilities. He discovered a passion for music and started playing drums in the punk rock band First Arsch. At that time, he got acquainted with another young musician, Richard Kruspe, who in 1993 offered Lindemann to become the vocalist of a newly formed band, Rammstein. Till was very surprised by this offer, noting that he didn't have any special vocal data, but Richard was sure that he would make a great frontman. Rammstein started by writing songs in English, but at the suggestion of keyboardist Christian Flake Lorenz, decided to sing in their native German. The guys realized that in the long run, it might limit their international sales, but at the same time their music would be unique and authentic. At the first Rammstein concerts, the audience often disliked Lindemann's voice, considering it an unintelligible and unpleasant growl. His mother once told him that he made only noise and advised him to learn to sing. For 2 years, Till took lessons from a strict female opera singer in Berlin, where he had to sing while holding a chair over his head or doing push-ups to work his diaphragm. These lessons proved to be very useful as the stage requires a lot of movement. At the dawn of his career, when Lindemann was performing with his band in restaurants and pubs in Germany, his mother decided to attend their concert. Till began playing a slow and dramatic song that included a line about how he would like to have sexual intercourse immediately. In those days, it was crazy to say such a thing in front of several hundred spectators. This performance came as a shock to his mother, who worked at the radio station, and brought her colleagues to the concert. When she heard these words, she got up and left. In 1995, Rammstein's debut album Herzeleid, translated as Heartbreak, was released. The album reflects the personal problems of the band members, especially Till and guitarist Richard, who were breaking up with their girlfriends at that time. The original cover, on which all 6 Rammstein musicians are topless, became the object of controversy. It was seen as propaganda of the Nazi concept of a superior race. The band members denied these accusations, but later noted that the art looks more like an advertisement for an adult movie. 2 years later, the release Sehnsucht, translated as Longing, premiered. The album, exploring themes of desire, passion and sadness, brought Rammstein their first wide success and worldwide recognition. The single Du hast was nominated for a Grammy Award and became the band's calling card. One of the greatest heavy metal songs of all time deals with the issues of complicated relationship, loyalty, and ambiguous promises. Rammstein rose to the musical Olympus of metal music in 2001, when their third album Mutter, translated as Mother, was presented. The release was recognized for its variety of musical styles, as well as for its deep lyrical themes, such as motherhood, alienation, social problems, and inner conflicts. The song Zone was originally written for a boxing match, but was later reinterpreted and became one of the band's most famous songs. It's worth highlighting Lindemann's approach to his work. He developed the habit of recording the whole song from a single take, making many such takes to choose the best one. One of the most notable examples is the song Ohne dich. To record it, Till had to sing the whole song 82 times before the band was satisfied with the result. The vocalist is known for his passion for pyrotechnics. In the early years of Rammstein's existence, using fire effects, Till repeatedly got burns on his ears, hair, and hands. In 1996, after an incident with a fire on stage, he was certified as a pyrotechnician to ensure the safety of performances. Lindemann started using pyrotechnics to add dynamics to his performances, but over time, fire effects became an integral and important part of the show. The frontman even pranked fans by pretending that his clothes had accidentally caught fire. This went on for 20 shows until fans started complaining that it was too much. Apathetic behavior is an important part of Rammstein's image. In 1999, in the USA, Till and keyboardist Flake was arrested for simulating sexual intercourse on stage. The musicians were released the next day, but they still continued to perform this staging at their concerts. One of the most famous elements of the scene was a cannon shaped like a male genitalia shooting foam into the audience, which adds to the spectacle and humor of their live performances. Lindemann has always stood out for his fanatical devotion to art. Unlike many artists who limit themselves to mental sacrifices, the frontman is willing to endure physical pain to achieve the desired effect. Till believes that art does not exist without pain. At the same time, art exists to compensate for pain. If a vocalist gets beaten in music videos, he gets beaten for real. During the filming of the Rosenrot music video, he used real whips, exposing himself to blows without any protection. To create the desired visual effect in the music video Ich tu dig weh, translated as I'm hurting you, Till held a light bulb in his mouth, which required piercing his cheek without anesthesia. On the set of the Mutter music video, Lindemann dived into icy water and sat naked in a muddy pit in the freezing cold. The rock star has repeatedly suffered burns and injuries during live performances, actively using pyrotechnics. Almost every Lindemann performance is accompanied by traumas. For the Rammstein frontman, it's considered normal to hit his head against a pole on purpose and continue performing with a split forehead. Till finds in pain a way to feel alive, to realize his physical and emotional limits. The artist believes that pain helps him to penetrate deeper into his art and convey his state of mind to his audience. In 2015, the Rammstein frontman, together with Swedish musician Peter Tadgren, formed the Lindemann project. The same year saw the release of their debut album Skills and Pills, performed in English. In 2019, the album F&M was released, where Till returned to the German language. The project features an experimental and alternative music style, more personal lyrics, and provocative music videos. In 2020, the collaboration with Tadgren ended due to creative differences. Till focused on his solo career and released the album Zunge in 2023, continuing to explore human emotions and experiences with a dark approach. Lindemann has published 3 collections of poetry in German: Knife, In Silent Nights, and 100 Poems. These works explore themes of pain, suffering, and inner conflicts. Thus, the vocalist has fulfilled the dream of his late father, who always wanted his son to become a poet. The personal life of the musician is no less turbulent than his creativity. Till was married twice, however the marriages did not last long. He has 2 daughters, Nelle and Marie-Louise, and a son. In 2007, his first daughter made Lindemann a grandfather, giving birth to a grandson. If you mention all the unofficial relationship of the musician, they would number more than a dozen. In 2023, the Berlin prosecutor's office launched an investigation when several women accused Till of sexual offenses. But then the case was closed due to lack of evidence. Till loves donuts, which is why he was nicknamed Kopfen, translated as donuts, by his friends. He loves these sweets so much that he's ready to eat them all the time. In addition, the performer breeds fish and indoor plants. In the movie industry, Lindemann has not gone unnoticed either. He appeared in a cameo in the action film XXX with Vin Diesel, played a minor role in the family adventure Amundsen the Penguin, and also starred in the horror film Vincent. The story of Rammstein frontman shows that success requires not only talent, but also perseverance. Despite a difficult childhood, problems with his father, and failures in sports, Till reached the top of musical Olympus, proving that perseverance and belief in oneself overcomes any obstacles. His extravagant performances, provocative texts, and uncompromising approach to art emphasizes the importance of self-expression and individuality. Lindemann shows that true creativity requires the courage to be oneself and to go against societal norms and stereotypes. Lindemann's biography confirms that great achievements often require sacrifice and constant internal struggle. Till Lindemann's life is a lesson in the power of the spirit, the importance of self-expression, and the role of suffering in reaching the top. His work inspires many, proving that passion and dedication lead to amazing results. Watch these videos to see more fascinating transformations of your favorite rock stars. See you in the next video.